In this video, I will explain the steps of lithification by using the manual process of creating a Dorodongo. Also known as a mud dumpling, a Dorodongo is made of nothing but wet soil or sediment. Similar to lithification, a Dorodongo will become hardened and rock-like following compaction and cementation. First, we will need dirt. Any dirt will do as long as you can filter it down to the fine or similar sized particles, as they tend to stick together better. I myself tend to drive out to Kern County or the Mojave, just kind of looking for areas where old mining sites used to be, because then you can find more interesting types of soil. Next, we will begin by pouring water into the relatively dry dirt. We need to pour just enough to create a mud with an almost clay-like quality, not too wet and not too dry. After you have done this, you should be able to have the mud stick to your hand without falling off, and should be able to be shaped and stretched. Then, once we have our mass, we'll need to squeeze hard in order to squeeze out as much water as possible, and to lessen the tiny gaps between the particles. This process is similar to the process of compression and lithification, further compressing the soil into a harder and more compact mass. After the shaped ball has been squeezed and compacted enough, you'll need to apply dry soil to the surface and then rub it off in order to further pull moisture away from the mud. Once you have done this, the ball will be placed into a closed bag to further pull away moisture from the evaporating water trapped within the mud. After several hours in the bag, the ball will have experienced some initial degree of cementation, as the minerals and particles within the water trapped in the pockets between the particles of the soil have been freed from the evaporated water, further holding the particles together and making the gaps smaller. Upon completing the process of applying further compression and drying by means of rubbing dry dirt on the surface of the ball and placing it in the bag to suck out moisture every 30 minutes or so, you'll wind up with your very own Dorodongo. In summary of the process of lithification, sediments are compacted under pressure, then expel connate fluids, and gradually become solid rock.